Hey guys, it's Miss Bull again. We are getting ready to move into chapter 2 of Dinosaurs Before Dark today. And before we do that, I wanted to share with you some of the vocabulary words that you're going to see. Now, it's really important, guys, whenever you are reading to make sure that you're getting a clear understanding of the words that you're reading. That affects our comprehension. And that's why we spent some time before the break looking at context clues and figuring out the meaning of unknown words. So today, um, before we get started with chapter 2, I wanted to share with you a few words that you're going to come across that you might not be so familiar with. So that's what we're going to do right now. So if you'll take a look at this list here, the very first word that we see is the word peered. Okay, peered, that's the past tense of the word peer. To peer is to look as though you're searching with your eyes. So when we see peered, okay, if I say I peered out the window, that means I looked out the window. I looked really closely, trying to find something. Okay, the next word that we have here is the word crest. Now, the word crest can have a couple of meanings, but when we see it in our reading today, the word crest is going to be a natural growth on the top of an animal's head. Okay, so I would imagine we might be looking at the top of a dinosaur's head when we see that mentioned today. The next word that we have in the list here is the word glider. Now, a glider, guys, is an aircraft without a motor. Okay, so think of like an airplane, except for one without a motor. Okay, gliders are normally much smaller than airplanes, of course, and they work quite a bit differently. Actually, we're going to talk a little bit about gliders in science in this next unit as we talk about force and motion. So you'll have a little bit of background knowledge there. Okay, the next word is base. Now, when we talk about the base here, we're looking at the bottom of something. And then finally, we have the word boldly. Okay, boldly, guys, is to do something, or it's normally used to describe a way that someone is doing something. And the meaning of that word is in a daring or a brave way. To do something boldly is to do it in a very daring or brave way. All right, so these are a few of the words that you will see in your reading today that might be a little unfamiliar to you. So I wanted to kind of give you this as background before we get started. Now, at the bottom, I've got a short passage here. Sorry, the FedEx truck's zooming on by outside because my little peeps are just too loud on the inside. But anyway, it says fill in the blanks with the correct vocabulary word. Okay, let me read this little passage to you. It says Martin blank out the window of his blank. Then he steered around the trees. Then he blank steered around the trees and cliffs. Martin landed near the blank of a mountain. Now, when we look back at our words, guys, if these are our only choices to use, we need to figure out what's going to be the best word for each blank. Okay? We won't necessarily use all of them, but we're going to choose from those words for the blanks. The first one says Martin blank out the window of his blank. Just looking at that first sentence. Now, we already talked about, guys, what it means to peer, okay? And so when I look back at these words, I think peered is going to be the best option for that blank. Martin peered out the window, okay? Because that's what you normally do with a window, right? You look out a window. He peered out the window of his what? Now, which of these words could even have a window to look out of? Could crest have a window, a natural growth on the top of an animal's head? I've never seen a window growing off of the top of an animal's head. I don't think so. Could glider have a window? Well, an aircraft without a motor? Yeah, aircrafts normally do have windows so that you could see. Could the base of something have a window? The bottom? Don't think so. Boldly? No, I think our best choice here is going to be glider. So if we wanted to fill in the blanks in this sentence, it would say Martin peered out the window of his glider. Okay, then he blank steered around the trees and cliffs. Okay, so it sounds like we're looking for a word to describe the way that he steered. Okay, now remember he's steering around trees. What did it say? Around trees and cliffs. Okay, sounds a little dangerous to me. So how would he steer around those? Okay, we've used Peered and we use glider. Would he crest steer around them? That doesn't make sense. Nope. I think the best choice here is going to be that he boldly steered around them. Okay, yeah, it's going to take some bravery to work an aircraft around trees and cliffs, especially one without a motor, right? So then he boldly steered around trees and cliffs, and Martin landed near the blank of a mountain. Near the what of a mountain? Now, we have two choices left. We have crest and we have base. Looking at the definitions of these two words, I think I'm going to go with the base of a mountain. He landed near the base of a mountain. Whoops, excuse me, guys, near the bottom of a mountain. I'm so sorry, guys. Okay. Let me get us back there. Woo, we got all off. Okay. He landed near the bottom of a mountain. All right. So that is how we will use those vocabulary words that you will find in your reading today. I'm trying to get back to our correct page, y'all. There we go. He landed near the base of a mountain. You're going to need to know this background information as we are reading through today's chapter. When you see these words, I want you to think back to the meanings of them. And if you need to, you can look back at this page to make sure that you're understanding what you're reading. All right, from here, guys, you are going to click on the next slide, and that's going to take you into chapter 2, where I'm going to read a portion to you, and then you're going to finish up. All right, hope you guys enjoy this next chapter called The Monster.